A few hours after being sworn in as Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike is already talking tough. The former governor of Rivers State is determined to restore the city's master plan. Mr. Wike, who was in high spirits on Monday, said President Bola Tinubu expects positive changes in the federal capital. He expressed displeasure over what he described as a high level of insecurity in the nation's capital. The minister, who spoke during a press conference at the FCTA on his first day at work, said land allottees who have been given certificates of occupancy but failed to develop will also lose their lands to give way to those ready to build.
I don't care whom you are. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what you know. We must sanitize the place. I don't look at people's eyes. I don't know how you feel. My happiness is that the people of Abuja are happy. That's all. So, the Minister of State and myself are going to work to make sure we achieve this, that to make people now say, yes, Abuja has returned to what it's supposed to be. All those people who are distorting the master plan of Abuja, too bad, too bad. If you know you are built where you're not supposed to build, it will go down. It will go down. Be a minister of anywhere, be an ambassador. If you know you have developed where you're not supposed to develop, your house must go what? Down. Those who have taken over the green areas to build, sorry, our parks must come back. The green areas must come back. If you hate green, you must hate yourself. So if you know you have anybody who is involved that have taken over the green areas, have taken over the parks, to where you now do restaurants, no, we will not accept that. Sorry.
We're now joined by Umar Abdusalam, who is an architect, to better understand the statements made by the minister. We thank you very much for joining us on Nigeria Tonight. There's a new sheriff in town, and he came in blazing. His meta news conference, as we just saw, is the announcement of his short, medium, and long-term plans to overhaul the FCTA and reposition it among the best cities in the world. His words. Please share your first impressions.
Good evening, Nigerians. Good evening, viewers. The minister came in hot this afternoon and expected his from his antecedents in Rivers State. You know that he's an action person, and from what we heard this afternoon from his statements, he's out to work. In the past few years, the FCT has gone through a lot of, distortion. The master plan has been distorted. The sanitation in FCT is very poor. You know, like the minister said, there are so many undeveloped plots that have been lying fallow for years, and so many speculators. So we're hoping that with him coming in now and what he has said he will do, that there'll be some sort of sanity in the FCT. In terms of because he's actually right when he says that a lot of buildings have been built without approvals and in wrong places. Green areas have been taken over, by different sorts of buildings. So we look forward to seeing him work well in implementing all that the initiators of the FCT had in mind. If you go around, especially the central business district, you see that it is, compared to other cities, major cities, city centers in the world, city capitals, it's absolutely underdeveloped. So many empty plots, the roads are not there. So he has a lot of work ahead of him, and we're hoping that he'll be able to handle most of it.
A development is certainly expected, going by his records, but there are concerns. There are interpretations to his words in some quarters that the minister may continue the uncontrolled demolition of buildings as witnessed during the Obasanjo administration. As an architect, are you worried?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm so worried, because like I said, a lot has gone wrong, and if you want to correct it, a lot of demolitions, have to take place, sadly, But if we had followed the rules and regulations right from the onset, we wouldn't need to go through that, And it shouldn't just be the developers that should face the music. the officers in the various agencies that have colluded should also face the music, because the example we have, like the Trademore Estate, where we have the flooding, the annual flooding, it's buildings have been marked for demolition, but they come out with the sympathy story, we've lived here for long and all of that. And as I'm not really worried, because if we need to sanitize the FCT, then we need to do it right. Rufai did it, and things came into order. We had some sort of order and sanity then. But I mean, along the years, we saw a lot of distortion, a lot of people, building in wrong places, in green areas, and all of that.
Talking of distortion,
professionally, I think it should be the right thing should be done. If we are going to go with the master plan of a federal capital city with proper development, proper infrastructure, where we need to demolish buildings, I think they should be done. People are built on waterways, on transit ways and all of that. And I think
Mr. Abdulsalam, I want to find out from you quickly. Following this master plan, the minister has said he will no longer tolerate the indiscriminate operation of markets and motor parks on by the roadside. This has been an issue in Abuja for a while. Some before him had tried to do this. Do you expect real change from his tough stance that we've seen today?
I'm not sure we're going to see changes immediately because, first of all, the designated parks are not there, or if they have been there, they have been used for other things. So that's where the challenge is going to be, designating those parks. Like if you go to the Wuse Market area, especially, they don't have a proper park there. So you see a lot of indiscriminate parking, drivers just putting their cars on the green verges and just spoiling the whole road network and all of that. So I think he's going to have a very arduous task ensuring that these vehicles are off the road and in proper motor parks, because that will mean people have to go walk distances, to get to the motor parks. As it is right now, you can just walk along the street and you see a taxi and you hail it down. But if he has to do that, there's going to be a lot of inconvenience to commuters.
So I have to interject to ask you this last question, putting you on the spot, literally. You sound very optimistic. So I'm asking you now, can Wike restore the Abuja master plan?
We can't, well, not completely anyway. A lot of distortions have been done. We can't restore it completely, but to an extent we can get things going. Where there are areas where we need to. If you remember the Mabushi area, where the whole ministry building had to go down for the interchange to come, So right. If we need to do that, I think, a lot of things have to go. A lot of buildings have to go. A lot of people are going to suffer. But I think to an extent, probably, let's put it at 50 to 75% of the master plan can be restored.
All right, Mr. Abdulsalam, we'll get to see in the coming days and months what's happened with their city development. Thank you for giving us your thoughts and time.
Thank you for having me.